Hello, my friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today on the stand, we have Misty Morning, my gorgeous white girl. She is just having a spring cleanup, of course. It's routine maintenance. We just finished up her hooves. So today's a bit of a grooming and rambling session. We're not going to talk about Misty as a goat. Well, unless she decides to get ornery and wants to be talked about, in which case we will. But if you want to see or hear more about her and how she came to be, go to her Meet the Goats video, and we talk all about her, her background, etc. So, how are things going with you today? I hope it is going well. Here we are, and I know I always talk about the weather, but I can't help myself. That's what farmers talk about, right? We are having an absolutely magnificent day after a run of just brutal heat, brutal heat, and humidity. Now, we've had so many storms recently that it's been interesting. It's been an interesting summer. And I don't know if I like it or don't like it. I mean, we just had a lot of hot days, and then a lot of really big rainstorms, like inches dropped at a time type of rainstorms. Thankfully, we've graded out the property. We don't have, we've graded and drained it, right? So we don't have water problems on the property unless like there would be true, massive natural disaster. But it has been torrential downpours, thunder, lightning, the whole bit. Gosh, it's been so weird. Have you guys noticed that there's been more lightning strikes and people getting hurt by lightning than normal this year, or is it just me? I mean, we've had several in New Jersey, and that's very unusual. Well, I'm going to, put a date stamp on this one, right? So you'll know what the actual delay is between recording and posting. But, I just finished up Shark Week, one of my favorite weeks in the year. I know it's silly, but I absolutely adore Shark Week. I love learning about the sharks. I love learning about the ways that we're trying to manage the population, shark attacks, blah, blah, blah. Of course, I also watch all the silly shows like I Survived. I was prey and I survived and all that. Interestingly, I dove with sharks. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to see a great white, but I was in a cage in the shark-infested waters of Australia, so that was cool. And maybe that's why, I live for Shark Week. I started Shark Week this week with a rewatch of Jaws. It's the 50th anniversary of Jaws. So I decided to rewatch the original and then all of the sequels. Those came out when I was a kid, right? Like the original Jaws, I don't know that I was even of age to go to a theater for any movie, let alone a real movie. Actually, that's true, right? Because it's the 50th anniversary. So yeah, I was an infant. There you go. Now I've dated myself as well for all of you that needed to internet sleuth and figure that out. So yeah, it was kind of fun to rewatch those again and just gear up for Shark Week. But that's what's been going on in my life. Now we're going to shift gears to preparation for in-person soap shows. And that will be fun. I love my September in-person show. It's the Hunterdon County or the New Jersey Garden. Let me say it correctly. It is the Garden State Sheep Breeders New Jersey Sheep and Wool Festival. I started vending there 3 years ago now, and I absolutely adore it. I used to go as a customer every year. As I've told you before, I'm a heavy knitter, crocheter. And so, of course, going to shop all of our local dyers and talent in the, yarn world, the different types of wool, getting to lay hands on things I might not normally lay hands on was just amazing. And for about, I don't know, a decade, I went every year, right? And the strategy when you go to a festival should always be, this is my opinion, but I'm making it a rule because I think it's a good one. You do at least one lap through the whole facility first before you start making purchases, right? Because otherwise you're going to purchase at the first booth you see, and then you're going to find another booth that you wish you had your budget to purchase from instead. Or you're going to start to divvy up a little bit like, okay, well, I really like this dyer and their styling, so I'm going to get a specific color from them, but stop at one because I like this other dyer and I want to try something from them. So, you know, it gives you a chance, if you see everything, to kind of set that pace and say, okay, like, where do I want to put my dollars? And they're hard-earned dollars. So yeah, I had so much fun every year being a shopper there, and decided when I opened the soap shop and got a little bit more confident in my product that I needed some in-person exposure, right? It's really hard, honestly, to get people to purchase body care products, especially scent-related body care products, online, like sort of sight unseen, right? You need to get it in their hands. You need to get them to smell it, see it, test it, and then they come back and they're repeat customers and don't mind buying online. At least that was my opinion anyway, right? So I took a risk, and it was a huge risk, right? Let me sign up for this as a vendor. And it's my favorite weekend of the year. It is the hardest working weekend of the year, but it is my favorite weekend of the year. I get to talk to so many amazing, incredible crafters. I get to, share my soaps with folks, but more importantly, I really get a chance to connect with people live. And that's what I live for at the in-person shows. I've told you before, I'm not a very social person. I'm actually quite the introvert. So socialization in general is really hard for me. But one of the things that I've become practiced at, right, is if I have a topic to talk to you about, well, I can talk forever, obviously. So yeah, like I at business events and stuff, as long as we're talking business, I'm good. We start to move to small talk, and then I get awkward and weird, and I don't know what to say. But if we're talking business, I'm good. When I'm doing dog and cat rescue, we're talking about those animals, I am fine. I will talk to you all day, all night. Talk about goats, talk about sheep, talk about soap. So all of that's good. It's exhausting. I get home, though, and I am like, woohoo, I have drained every last resource I have. And it's 2 full days. Plus, set up the night before and clean up at the end of the second day. And, soap is heavy, right? Like, so it's thousands of pounds that I'm moving multiple times in a weekend. I have to keep inventory up, track sales. It's a hard weekend, but I love it. So I am gearing up for my prep for that. And prep for that is intensive. Aside from, making product, right, and making sure that I have enough product to sell, which I do. I just finished. It's the beginning of August, and I've just finished my winter designs, right? So give that a thought, right? I'm way ahead of the seasons because of how much time it takes for soap to cure before it can be safely used and sold. And that's a whole nother topic for a whole different day, I'm assuming. If anybody's interested in that, you'll let me know. Otherwise, we just won't discuss it because it's a long, drawn-out topic. But so anyway, yeah, so things are made, right? I still have to box it up. I still have to bevel and plane the soaps and prep them for boxing so that, they don't have any sharp edges or anything that would be uncomfortable in your hand to use. And I do all of this by hand, by myself. So it's a lot of prep work. Plus, I do bath bombs, and bath bombs, my preference is to only sell them fresh. So I make them on demand. If you place an order with me, I'm not pulling from inventory. I'm literally making that bath bomb either that night or the next morning. And if it's a painted bath bomb, then it's drying for a day. I'm painting it the next day and then shipping it the third day. Sometimes the fourth day if it's weekend, right? So yeah, I don't have an inventory on hand of bath bombs. I just think getting fresh ones is the better way to go. That's just my preference, right? You get something that's made right there for you as you order it. But for the shows, I need to have them on hand. So I spend about 16 or 17 hours making bath bombs. I try and do it all in one day, in one set, in one session, even though it like breaks me. Because pulling everything out, getting everything set up, it's not like I have a soap shop where I'm, just walking over to a counter where everything is ready for me all the time at any given time. No, I have to, go get the ingredients from where they're stored. I have to, prep the kitchen, sterilize the kitchen, which is where I do my making. And yes, it has to be sterilized well before, I start anything. So there's sterilization processes. Then I have to, get my tools out, blah, 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 right? So it's a project, which is why I try and do it all at once for these shows. And yeah, that's just the making. Then they have to dry. You've got quite the clump here, my friend. Then they've got to dry. Once they dry, I hand paint them. No airbrushing, no machinery. It's me, a paintbrush, and some colorant. I don't do a lot, right, of colorant in my bath bombs. My bath bombs are not like the ones that are designed to turn your bubbles purple and pink and green. They're white, they're luxury, they're infused with shea butter and mango butter. They're going to leave you feeling luxurious and silky smooth. They don't leave a residue on your body, but they're not going to turn your bath water colors. However, they are in cute animal shapes because everybody needs a piggy bath bomb or a goat bath bomb. Sticking with the theme, right? So I have to make them, and each one is molded by hand. There's, again, no machine, no press. There is me and bath bomb mix and a mold, and each individual bath bomb is made one at a time. Then they're set aside to dry. They have to, dry up a bit so that I can paint them without creating problems. I'll either activate them if I don't wait for them to dry out, and that takes the fun out of you getting to activate them in the bath. Or the other option is, like the colorant would be absorbed. So then they're hand painted. The little faces, the little noses, little details on the ears, some coloring, whatever it is for the animal that it is. I have sheep, goat, chickens, cows, and pigs. And so each one has a different thing. And, that makes each bath bomb unique. Now, not only do I do all that, but of course I offer them in different scent profiles. Online, I offer them in 5 different scent profiles. In person, I tend to stick to just the 2, clean and fresh and fruity, which tend to be the most popular. And the reason I do that is because, one, like the inventory that doesn't sell is no longer fresh when it doesn't sell. And so it's sort of wasted, or I have to use them and I don't take that many baths. And second is, there's just a point in time where you have to say, I can't do, oh, you've got a clump on this side too. We got to go back over there. There's a point in time where you have to say, I just can't do it all, right? I can't have everything at the show, at every show, right? So, the focus is, of course, on the soaps. The bath bombs are nice to have. They're a lot of work, but I'll call them limited, right? Like I keep it confined to a lot of work for this time of the year. And then just a little bit of frantic carrying, prepping, etc. for the on-demand stuff. I'm going back over the other side, which is unusual for me. I missed a spot, or I missed a clump. It's underneath her belly here, and it's actually behind her leg, in between her leg and her udder, which is why I missed it. So we want to get that out. I don't want to leave that because they don't get better over time. Clumps just get worse. So we don't want to leave that. But otherwise, she's pretty much done. Did I spray you? Yes, I did spray you. So once I get this clump out, she's going to be done. So anyway, so that's the focus for the next few weeks, is prep for the in-person show, get everything set up. You know, the day before the show. So the show's Saturday, Sunday. Day before the show, Friday is load the car. And my loading of the car process has gotten so much better over the years. I know I said I've only been doing it for 3 years, but I've had multiple shows each year, right? So I've become much better at being able to be efficient with the load out. It's still a lot of carrying. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. I mean, if you think about each bar of my soap is between 5 and 6 ounces, a pound is 16 ounces. So let's just round and say for every 3 bars, it's a pound, okay? We're rounding, it's not perfect, but it's probably close. So for every 3 bars, it's a pound. If I have 1,000 bars on hand, which is pretty normal, that's 1,000 pounds of soap that I'm putting into the car, taking out of the car, setting up, putting on the tables, etc. Then at the end of the show, breaking down, hopefully it's not 1,000 at that point, and putting back into the car, then cutting home, taking it out of the car, bringing it back in the house. It's a lot of movement of heavy weight. But I do have it down to a science at this point. I've got it down to a pretty easy process. It's still back-breaking. I still break a sweat when I do it, but it's efficient, right? I know where everything is. Putting them out on the table has become much smoother. That first year, I must have spent hours trying to figure out, right, where they go on the table, how they set up on the little display stands, how to best present them. All of that's nailed at this point. And, so I just have to get prepared to do all that load up and load out. And then we'll have another couple of shows in November, and they're back to back. Not sure about my Black Friday show yet. I haven't heard whether that one's going to happen again. But I have one in early November, and then another one the week before Thanksgiving. Those 2 are back-to-back weekends. So that's kind of nice, even though it's a ton of work. I'll be able to break down from the first show, and if I break it down if I take the time to break it down correctly, instead of just like getting everything smashed in the car, bringing it home and reorganizing it. So I'll have to reorganize it before I put it in the car. Then I can leave it loaded, because at that time of the year, there's nothing that's going to hurt a soap or, a lip balm or whatever. And I'll be able to leave it loaded and ready to rock and roll for the following weekend, for the following show. And that is what, so I like doing those back-to-backs. That certainly helps. So anyway, if you're looking to see me in person and you're local, you'll be able to do that. All of the shows are here in Hunterdon County. The 2 November shows are at local schools, on different sides of the town, basically, different sides of Flemington. And then the 4-H fairgrounds for the Sheep and Fiber Festival in September. And all of that is in my newsletter that goes out once a month. So if you are not signed up for my newsletter, you should be, because you'll get all the scoop from there, including, info as to when we're breeding goats, who we're breeding goats. You get the breeding schedule. You get notification when kids arrive. It's all sorts of good stuff on the newsletter. And that goes out again once a month, focused around soap release time, just to be fair. So with sidebars and a few extra additions from time to time. So that's it for Miss Misty. We got her last clump out. Sorry I had to go back. You've been very good, so that's been nice. I hope you all are having a fabulous day wherever you are in this world. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Be kind. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. What are you waiting for? You know you want to. It's free, it costs you nothing, and it helps the channel. It helps me grow. It helps get the word out about the animals, and maybe someday, it will help put a little cash in their pockets. Right now, nothing. Just to be fair. I'll keep you posted on that progress, but it's a long, slow road to any kind of monetary benefit from YouTube. All right. Have a fabulous day. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.